What's up, everyone? Criddle here, and I want to talk about the patch yesterday, but I also want to talk about patches in general, and then I also want to talk about some of my concerns with patches. That's going to be the entirety of this video. Hopefully, we'll be able to get to everything. So first, let's talk about patches in general. So going forward, Visionary Realms has decided patching every Wednesday. That happened last week when they patched on Tuesday. That was setting up for every Wednesday's patch going forward. Yesterday was the first of said patches. And it was a data patch. So they're going to be doing a data patch every Wednesday or every other Wednesday and a content patch on the opposite Wednesdays. So what that means is yesterday we had a data patch. Data patches are more server side, adjusting numbers. Content patches are adding in new things like quest, NPCs, and even classes like the Druid. So this last patch mostly focused on the group experience and fixing a few of the class issues. Next week, we might be getting the Druid. That is part of what next week's patch might be. If we don't get that next week, we'll get it 2 weeks later. So in the next 21 days, we will have Druid in the game according to the development team. Hopefully that makes sense. So next up, we're going to talk about this most recent patch, which was yesterday. And the biggest thing for that patch was the experience change. So this increased the experience gain from elite NPCs and added a scaling modifier to the elite NPC experience bonus based on the NPC's level. That's a lot of information, a lot of words right there, effectively saying that they increased group experience. They also call out here elite NPCs. It seems that Visionary Realms really wants it to be called elite NPCs. The community is kind of stuck on Chevron NPCs. So good luck to both sides in trying to resolve that. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But that said, does the group experience feel better? And that answer is it depends. And it really sucks. That's the answer. So if your group is within about 3 to 4 levels with each other, like the lowest level and the highest level are within about 3 to 4 levels of each other, your entire group is going to feel great about the monsters you're killing, assuming you're killing monsters within your level range, right? If you're level 21, you need to be killing things that are 20, 21, maybe 22. That is the level range you want to be in. So you want to kill things within 1 or 2 levels of you. Now, the highest person in the group is going to feel like they're going to be getting the least amount of experience. The lowest person in their group is going to feel like they're getting the most amount of experience. The farther apart those two people are, the bigger that, or the more that is going to be emphasized. So in my group, for example, we have a level 25 and we have a level 33. So you can see there's a huge difference. We were killing mobs last night to test out this experience bonus around level 28, 29, and 30. So the higher levels, which the level 33, got maybe 10% in several hours. This is like 6 or 7 hours of grinding out XP in different locations. But the lower level person, the level 25 person, got approximately 1 full level in that same amount of time. So that full level, that felt pretty good. In 6 or 7 hours, you're getting, more than 10% per hour. That's pretty good for most people. That level 33, on the other hand, can get 10% an hour or more sometimes soloing. So they would prefer to still solo when they are XPing. Now, is this intended? Probably, because, the difference in levels. Now, what that means is that, or what that explains is that the amount of XP that you get in a party is divided equally among everyone. So that level 33 simply needs more experience than that level 25 per level. They are getting the same amount of experience effectively, but it feels very, very different because the level 25 just needs significantly less than that 33 to level. That said, that level 33 could potentially kill higher level mobs, because that 25 trying to fight, let's say, anything level 30 or higher, it's going to be red to them and very difficult to kill. So they don't really want to fight those. That would take them very, very long. So if you want to get the best experience right now, you want to be the lowest level in your group. Now, the other people in your group might look at you and be like, hey, you're not pulling your weight. This isn't fair. We would rather have somebody else. So just to throw that out there, I would say group with people close to your level and then fight monsters close to your level. That is effectively what happened. That all said, the group experience is significantly better, and it does feel a lot better than it did previously. And for classes like your tanks, your healers, your enchanter, group-oriented classes, they are going to be much happier now in those groups gaining experience, assuming everybody's in the same level range and you're killing level-appropriate mobs. To talk about that a little bit more, I want to go up here to the dev tracker because this is an experience situation recap. This talks about it a little bit more in depth than soloing yellow NPCs was always the fastest experience per hour if your class was good at soloing, even before we made any changes to XP rates. That right there to me has been the issue the entire time, and that's what I've been trying to get to people. We gave solo NPCs an experience modifier, Band-Aid fix, until we could get programming involved. On Prod Blue, I guess, blue NPCs are giving up to a plus 80% experience compared to before any adjustments. This also makes solo duo yellow solo NPCs insanely fast. Okay, so this has been the issue. They boosted it knowingly that they did that, and it made it insanely fast. Group experience is now slower in some cases because of all these changes compounding. Group experience is also significantly riskier with a much bigger death rate, experience loss involved. So they have acknowledged that that is an issue. So all those people that were saying that it's not an issue, it's an issue, okay? We can pretty much throw that out. Upcoming changes. Solo and group experience was really rough because blue NPC experience reward dropped off a cliff. Negative 60%, now down to negative 10%. So anyone who couldn't kill yellows, group or solo, was crawling through XP, which is already in the game. So that was basically effectively telling you if you couldn't kill yellow mobs, which were a lot of classes, then you are crawling through the experience. I am one of those. As a warrior, it is very difficult for me to kill anything that was above a blue. Rogues had even a worse issue with it. So you had to be killing yellow con mobs if you wanted to get good experience. They put a Band-Aid on that, effectively increasing the blue experience to kind of fix that, but it was still slower. Okay. So that's where we're at with that. Experience will continue to improve for solo and group as we change our con system to the percent-based formula. I don't know what that means. Hopefully we'll find out more later. Classes are getting needed improvements to their solo, duo, and trio viability. Also another very big change, which is great. We're going to talk about that maybe a little bit more here in a minute. And then player level con bonuses will further help struggling players, and they will be removing the Band-Aid modifier on solo NPC experience because of all of the proper fixes. That Band-Aid is the 80% experience gain, or effectively this negative 60 to the negative 10. That is the Band-Aid they're talking about. The Band-Aid fix for the blue con mobs right here, okay? So just to kind of get everybody on the same page with experience, that will be going away after they fix more of the things that are currently in there. So right now, it is still very good and very viable to be killing solo mobs, including blues. I would say dark blues, white con, and if you can kill yellow con, do that. It's going to be your best experience gain. I believe that also translates into group mobs, which is why, again, that level 33 was not getting much experience. And that's because most of those mobs were light blue. They were just not getting much out of it. But the others were yellow con mobs in fact, they were killing red con mobs. They're getting a lot more experience based on their level range. So hopefully that goes over all of the experience changes. And gives everybody a little ways to go. The rest of this stuff is mostly just some quick changes. So we have, the bone spike can now be interrupted. You had some cleric, dire lord changes. One thing I do want to point out though, this monk change right here was another one of some high contention between some monks. Their block rating was removed. They feel like they now aren't as defensive as they once were, which I don't think that monks should be as defensive as they think they should be. They're not tanks. They're mostly DPS. Should they be able to off tank? Sure. But, anyway, long story there, but some people aren't happy with that change. The rogues, this is another one that I really want to point out. And rogues got a good bit of love here, right? They got some people to look at them, which is great because, like I just said, rogues are the worst solo class in the game, especially when you get into the higher levels. They can only kill really blue or light blue at best, if they can even kill those. But the issue that I have now is these 3 lines right here. Explosive Decoy added to vendors, Elixir of Opportunity added to vendors, and Toxic Elixir added to vendors. I personally do not feel that any class, to be viable in their class, should have to purchase items from a vendor to do their job, unless other classes also have to do that. Right now, you have class like the Summoner, the Wizard, the Necromancer, that can go through, they can kill yellow con mobs. They're doing it very easily. And then you have the Rogue, and you're like, oh, to fix the Rogue, you just pay to win, right? In-game currency, but it's pay to win in-game currency. You buy all of these things in the game that we're giving you, then you might be able to be on par with some of those other classes. They're still not on par with the other classes, and you're making them pay to do so. I think that is a slap in the face to rogues, and I'm going to apologize to you on others' behalf. So anyway, next thing, we have an update to summoners with their shield thing, which wasn't a huge update. They did add in the monks in the previous patch. They added in monk itemization to the Lost Orcs. This was, like I said before, a data patch, so they effectively flipped that switch on, allowing those items to drop. They didn't actually add them into the game. They were already in the game. They just weren't dropping. They also, this right here is another big change for tanks. All shields have been rebalanced to account for changes in the block formula that were introduced in early access, yada, yada, yada. What this did is it changed our shields quite significantly. I have a shield right. Where's my shield? I must have equipped the consecrated shield. So you can see here, it increased it to 540 block rating, which gives me a 30% block percent chance, which is huge. This used to be like 240 something. So they doubled it, more than doubled it. And it was a 14 something percent. So they more than doubled the percent block chance. The starter shield might be a little bit broken, and they may have to take a look at that. The starter shield, people were saying it's 800. I think it's 600 block rating on the starter shield. And, but it only blocks, I think, 15 block value, whereas something like this is going to block 33 block value. So anyway, there's still some adjustments that need to be made to the blocking, but that is a significant change for warriors and paladins that are tanking very specifically. So that's 30% chance to block for that specific shield. So anyway, that huge change. Another big change is they're still working on, I guess it's not really a big change, but they're still working on crafting, which anybody that has been to my stream probably knows that I absolutely cannot stand the crafting in this system. I think, or in this game, I think it's in a terrible place and needs to have a full workover. But we'll see how it changes as they are continuing to make changes and improvements to it. Okay. So that is the current update. That is the mostly what was changed. Now I want to call out some of the issues with updates in the past and going forward before we end this whole thing, and I just take up too much of your time. My current issue with patches and things like that going forward is you can see right here, over here on this sidebar, all the way over here, I have the pound ability, I have the pulverize ability, and I've got my taunt and my kick ability. I've got some other abilities. I have one free slot right here. Nothing's in it. That free slot is supposed to be getting my smash ability. I can right click this smash ability all day long and it never goes on my bar. This has been this case for now. This is like going on 3 weeks. I don't expect it to be fixed next week because next week is a content update, not a data update. It might be fixed. It may not. I don't know. But this is a problem. This is a huge problem. Why are we not getting these things fixed? Why is this a problem to me? Because they specifically called it out in a previous patch. So this patch up here was on the 14th. So that was last week's patch. And they specifically said right here, fixed an issue sometimes preventing lower level abilities in the ability line from being added to the hotbar. So what that effectively did is it did allow me to put my pound on the hotbar, but it still didn't fix smash. Those are all in the same line. So pound, pulverize, and smash are all part of the same line. Shatter, which I'll get next level, is also part of that same line. Hopefully, I'll be able to put shatter on my bar when I get the experience, about 52% experience. So that's my issue with the game, with the updates going forward. Another one that I want to call out, just because this isn't just that one issue. You have necromancers are saying that they can't put in their lower level necromancer pets that they may have put a lot of items on. They can't equip those anymore so that they can go and take those items off and put it onto their new pets. So they have to re-equip their new pets with all new gear. I know a summoner that can't put on their lower level nukes, and there's reasons that you might want to have a lower level nuke. A lot of people would say, no, you always want to use the highest level nuke. The mana cost goes up significantly for a hopefully significant gain in damage, but what if the mob is only at 10% health and you don't need all that mana? You want to use a lower level spell. There are reasons to use lower level spells in those lines, and that is an issue that is continuing to happen now, a week past the point in which they said they fixed it. Another call out to that is this right here. And this is a very easy one to see. Divine Enfeeblement changed to level 20 in the Codex. So we are going to take a look at that on my, on my cleric over here. So let me see if I can switch that. Give me 1 second to be able to switch that. I need to go here. There we go. So let me pull up my cleric. Boom. Here's my cleric. Divine Enfeeblement, level 5. So as you can see, they're claiming to fix things that are not being fixed. And that is a simple fix. Sorry, my camera's probably going crazy right now. That is a simple fix in my opinion, because you just got to change a number from 5 to 20, I think, right? I'm not a programmer. I'm not saying that I am, but this kind of thing, it's causing concern. If we are claiming to be fixing things this simple and they're not getting fixed, how can we assume or how can we trust that other things that are claiming to be fixed, like the group experience, is actually being fixed properly? Another one is the Invigorate buff right here. It says it was normalized to 45 minutes. That has been the case. It has been 35 minutes since early access started. I feel like it's been a well-known thing. I'm pretty sure I posted about it along with others that were talking about it. And it says 45 minutes in the tooltip, but it wasn't 45 minutes when you actually cast the spell. These, to me, are the most simple things that should be fixed much sooner than they are, rather than focusing on all these other content updates. I think that the Druid, no matter how much people want that Druid, I want the Druid to be in the game. I want the Bard to be in the game. I want everything to be in the game. These things, in my opinion, need to be fixed and remedied before we start trying to add in more things. These fun lore things that they want to add in, quests to specific classes that they're talking about adding in, trying to fix the concealment thing and adjust that. All of these things are things that need to, again, in my opinion, need to happen down the road as we get closer to 1.0. The things that need to fix today are these simple things like this that so many people are seeing, and they're like, wow, this game is way too buggy. I'm out. So they come into the game, they buy the game, which is great. Hopefully it's funding the game, but they're not playing the game. They're telling their friends, they're telling their family, hey, game's cool, but it's really buggy. It's a buggy mess. I don't think you should go and play it. But if we could fix some of these issues, especially for those lower levels, make sure that they are having fun, then it's going to bring more people in. That's my my little rant and my issue. So that goes over the entirety of patches for this week. I will do another video probably next Thursday on patching and see kind of where we are. Hopefully we have a huge content update next Wednesday. That is my hope anyway. Maybe the druid will be in. I personally will not be playing a druid, but I do have some friends that are going to play druid. So I will tell you how those are going as I hear about that class. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And yeah, come on over to the Twitch stream. I do stream every single day, playing a lot of this game right now. We'll be playing some other games soonish, but right now it's almost exclusively this game. So come in, say hello, and hang out for a bit. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.